Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Sray. For today's video, I want to talk about modern day friendships and how toxic they can be. And just kind of normalize friendships that aren't so clingy. So what I mean by being toxic, I feel like a lot of today's friendships, especially women, expect other friends to respond immediately within the next hour or the next second if they could. And I feel like sometimes friendships expect each other to tell them everything, tell them when they're going on a date, tell them when they're fighting with their boyfriend or their girlfriend, tell them when they're about to eat lunch, tell them what they're going to wear today, tell them what they're going to do when they're going to shower, what they plan to do with yesterday and tomorrow and every other day. And I just feel like that's extremely clingy and codependent and unhealthy. I understand some people need that, but in reality, I don't think you really need it. Not in an adult friendship where you have a job, where you might have a family to take care of, kids to take care of, yourself to take care of, your significant other that you need to hang out with if you live with them, your pets, cleaning the house, if you cook every day, if you go to the gym. And especially if you have a job where you're using your hands. Like I used to do nails. I was literally holding someone's hands or feet for 30 minutes to an hour, depending what the service was. So no, I'm not gonna go text you between clients. No, sometimes I don't want to text you when I'm eating lunch. It's time for myself. I don't need to text you all the time. And another thing I find a little odd sometimes is maybe sharing your location all the time. It's one thing to share your location because you're going on a date just to be on the safe side, but I do think it's a little odd to always know where someone's at all the time. And if they're not your significant other. I know sometimes boyfriend and girlfriends or, etc. Lovers do that, but I don't know why friends need to do that. Are you going on a date all the time? Well, you're most likely just going to the same place to go to work Monday through Friday. And then the weekends you might go out. Like, you don't need to share that all the time. And I find that extremely toxic. I remember I had a friend that was very much about that. Like, I had an Android, and when I switched over to iPhone, they're like, oh, we can share location now. And I'm like, but why? Why do you need to know where I'm at? Why do you need to watch me? I can share, if I go on a date, I can share it with you for the hour that I'm on the date. Their excuse was so that they know where I'm at when I'm on a date, which I thought was weird. Like, unless I want to share that with you, I don't know why you're asking for that. I also found it odd this person would kind of take offense if I don't tell them what's going on in my life. When I was in Asia, I got a tattoo and I posted it online, and their significant other told them like, oh, look, Stray got a tattoo. And then they rebutted with, no, she didn't get a tattoo. I'm pretty sure it's fake, because if it was real, Stray would have told me. And they talked to me about that when I later on came back to the States and talked to them about my tattoo. And I'm just thinking, like, why do I need to tell you I'm getting a tattoo? Are you my mom? Because I didn't even tell my mom I was getting a tattoo. I didn't know I needed to tell you. And it's not real because I didn't tell you. That's odd. That's odd. Very clingy and like codependent. I don't really know what else to call it. And I just find that so toxic, because you're not my man. We're not sleeping together. Why do I need to tell you anything? I don't have to. You're my friend, platonic friend. And I think that people really blur the lines with friendship sometimes, in the sense of, you're my friend. You need to be there for me 24/7. No, I don't. I don't need to be there for you 24/7. I have a life of my own. I don't care if I've known you my entire life. I don't have to respond if I don't want to. I might be going through something that I don't want to share with you right now, and I don't need to ever share it with you. And I feel like people get so offended, like, so-and-so didn't tell me they're going through something. So-and-so didn't tell me they had a big fight with their boyfriend. Like, I can barely understand it, and I barely can handle it. Sometimes I don't want to talk about it because that means I have to relive it. You ever talk about a sad story over and over again? What do you feel? Sad all the time. I don't need to do that 24/7. The only thing I can kind of like say you should respond to if someone is asking you to hang out, the same day, or the following day, or just scheduling to meet up, I feel like that's when it's a little bit rude to not respond, at least saying, no, I'm sorry, I can't make it. Because then it's just like, okay, you know, but like, I have a friend where we talk about this, where we say, hey, I might not respond for a week or two. This person communicated that to me, and I'm okay with that. They don't even really need to explain to me why, what they're doing or who they're doing it with. But they told me, like, I just don't want to text all the time. It's not that I don't want to talk to you. I just don't want to text all the time, or I just don't have the energy to. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with this particular friend taking their time to talk to me, because I need to respect their boundaries, and I need to respect their mental health. You don't know what they're going through sometimes that they're not telling you. And the thing is, that person doesn't have to tell me. You know, whatever they're going through emotionally, mentally, in a relationship, with family, I don't need to know that. I don't have to know that. And that doesn't mean they're not my friend and they don't love me. And I think we need to make that very clear, because I feel like people associate love with knowing everything about somebody. That's not true, because the Kardashians show you a lot of things in their life and they don't love you. They don't even know who you are. But I think we need to stop equating love and caring for our friends, or our friends caring for us and loving us, by what they tell us and what they don't tell us. Sure, I understand to some degree that does signify a certain relationship of how much they trust you. But you should also respect them and their boundaries. If they're asking you, like, hey, I can't respond all the time. I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. It takes a lot of energy to talk to people. It takes a lot of effort and mental stimulation. And you don't know what someone's going through, that they just can't fathom to have a conversation. I did nails all day, and I used to talk to people all day long. I don't always want to talk to you at the end of the day. I did that all day long. Like, you know, if you're a cook and you cooked all day long, I don't know if you really want to cook at the end of the day. You might not want to, because you did it all day long. I don't want to go to another nail salon after I did nails all day long. I really don't. So you don't know what someone's going through throughout the day, of why they can't respond. And you have to let people kind of come to you in that sense. Like, again, my toxic friend, they thought I didn't respond to them, so they had their significant other text me to see if I would respond, even though I did respond to them. But that's so toxic. That's extremely toxic, because you associate me liking you and wanting to be your friend by a reply. That's pathetic. That is extremely pathetic, because I'm still your friend. This person's no longer my friend, but at the time, I'm still your friend, just because, even if I don't respond right away. And I think that we should normalize communicating that. Friends I've been making, I've made it clear, like, just FYI, I might not respond right away. I might respond in 2 to 3 days, just to let you know, but I'm not ignoring you, and I'm not trying to not talk to you. I'm just being upfront. And I actually have found friends where we're okay responding within a week, maybe 2, maybe 3, depending on what's going on in our lives. And I love it. I'm so happy with my new friends. I'm so happy with my friends that don't expect me to be on call all the time just because one little thing happens to them. Like, it's not fair for me to be on call for you just because you want to vent about this tiny little thing that happened at work. We really need to start normalizing boundaries and taking space. And I think we really need to address that the modern day female friendship in particular is extremely, extremely toxic. And I feel like we depend and expect way too much from our friends. And it's like, I'm not your man. I'm not dating you. Heck, I'm not even sleeping with you. So why do you expect this from me? Because I don't get it. Why do you need my attention that much? That's where you probably need to self-reflect and be like, why do I need this attention? Why do I need an immediate response? I need validation. I need love. Provide that for yourself, because if you're always going to look at from other people, you'll never be satisfied with you, because once people go to sleep, you're with yourself, right? And then you're always just like, oh, I need that attention. I need like affirmations. I need verbal communication, etc., which you can't have all the time. And especially when we get older, we start having children, we start buying homes, we start, I don't know, some of us are owning businesses, etc. People can't be there for each other the way they used to be when we had nothing to do. Like when I was young and all I really had was college and a part-time job, I had plenty of time to talk. I did. Now I don't even have the capacity to like read a whole text message and think about it. It takes so much energy to analyze it, right? And to be like, oh, this person's upset because of this and then that and then this and then that, and then I should respond to this and that and that and that. That's so much work. Like, I just want to have my mind shut off sometimes and just relax and eat and watch a good show. And I advocate to communicate that. I advocate when you make new friends or the friends that you have now, just straight up tell them like, just to let you know, I might not respond right away, but it doesn't mean I'm ignoring you, but expect 2 to 3 day delay. Or if you are someone that wants to take more time, expect maybe a week or two. Or we can compromise and just meet up and hang out instead of texting and talking on the phone all the time, because not everybody likes to talk on the phone or text all the time. People sometimes would rather hang out in person and have that face-to-face communication. It's all about being open with each other and just understanding our needs. Now, if you find a friend where you want to talk every day, every second of the day, and you both agree on it, I think that's fine if you both agree on it. But if you meet someone that might not respond right away, don't take it to heart and don't think that it's like, oh, this person doesn't like me. And this person all of a sudden doesn't care about me because they're not responding right away. You could do a checkup and just be like, hey, I noticed that you haven't responded right away. Like, I just want to make sure everything's okay. And then it's up to the other person to, you know, confirm like, I'm busy. I'll get back to you whenever, right? And then I feel like that opens up a healthier avenue of friendships where we're honest with each other and we know what we expect out of each other. And we need to also just understand our friends are not our lovers. Our friends don't owe us anything. Our friends don't owe us time and energy, right? There's no commitment. Like obviously there's a little commitment in a friendship, but in all reality, it's not a marriage. I feel like sometimes we expect this high bar to meet in our friendships as if it's our marriage partner. And I find that ludicrous. It's just like, I'm just a friend. Please stop. It's annoying. So I'm here advocating for all the girls that find modern day friendships toxic. And I support just communicating that to other people and communicating how you feel, because then you'll suss out like, all right, this person wants me to respond right away. And at least I gave them a head's notice. I feel like someone can't be mad at you if you told them ahead of time, this is how I am. You know, like I told you up front. And if you expect otherwise, then you can seek it elsewhere, but it's not going to be offered here. It's kind of like, you know, a donut shop putting donut on their store. You're not going to go there looking for gas. Most likely they're not going to sell gas. So that's the kind of same idea here. Just be upfront with what you're willing to offer and willing to tolerate so that other people can decide, well, that is the friendship I want, or that isn't the friendship that I want. And then you guys can avoid this problem in the future. Yeah, so that was like a quick little recap of what I think about modern day friendships. And I really hope all of you guys who agree and want boundaries can feel like you're not the only one, and you're not the crazy one here. You're not the one that's a bad friend. Because there are other girls out there, and I'm here to say I'm one of them, that is okay with late text messages or just meeting up in person to talk and not being on each other's a-holes all the time. You know, like, we don't need to do that. We don't need to be attached to the hip. Yeah, well, good luck with your friendships and good luck. I really hope you guys probably, you know, take this and utilize communicating with what you're looking for in your boundaries and your friendships.